welcome to the Pregame Hangout. I'm your host, Nick Athen, along with the infamous Mango from overseas and Mr. Hence Todd, producer extraordinaire. These guys, hey, listen, I'm going to give a shout out to both of you. You do a terrific job with the graphics, the show. You know, we've taken this thing to such a huge level that we just really appreciate your efforts. So just want to make sure that you guys get the credit you deserved.
Well, thank you.
Maybe someday we'll make some money at this thing, but who knows? At least we're having fun, right?
Yeah, at least we're having fun.
At least we're having fun.
I know a lot of people, you know, they're used to seeing the little egghead Power Ranger little thing in the corner down there, but he's not here today because his son had a birthday party today. So he's out there celebrating him and the Bengals not being in the playoffs. But let's get right into the show. Let's go ahead and talk about our sponsors, Nick.
All right, first up, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Real Estate Group. If you're looking for someone who can help you buy or sell a house in the greater Kansas City area, give them a call at 816-729-3785. You can email them esellskc@gmail.com. And Resell Electronics, if you're looking for a new laptop, new computer, new cell phone, they buy and sell electronics. Check out their store, Nolan Road, 1214A, and also in the flea market down on Nolan Road as well. Check out their website, resellwithaclelectronics.com. And when you go in, make sure you tell them you're part of the CHIEFS Blitz bow tie family, and you'll get 10% off your first purchase. And of course, our new sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. This is a great game. We're having a lot of fun with it here at CHIEFS Blitz. If you're looking to play a game today, you can pick the highs and lows of your favorite players. And of course, if you check out their website at underdogfantasy.com, make sure you use the code Chiefs Blitz, and you'll be registered to win a potential prize out of my collection. We're going to give away one every month to a random person who signs up and plays their first game at Underdog Fantasy. It's underdogfantasy.com. Check out the code Chiefs Blitz. There you go. You'll see it everywhere. They're plastered. They're our new sponsor. We love the relationship. They're very happy with what we're doing here. We're definitely taking things outside the box when it comes to our relationship with them. All right, guys, Saturday, it's 11:43 Central Time in about, I don't know what my math is, about 3.5, 4 hours. The Kansas City Chiefs will host the Houston Texans in the divisional round of the AFC playoffs. The Chiefs, of course, are coming off the bye week, actually 2 bye weeks against Denver, and not last week during the wild card round. And this is going to be an interesting game. The Chiefs and the Texans are very familiar with one another. They played back on December 21st. The Chiefs won that game, 27-16 or something along those lines, or 28-17. I don't know what it was, but the Chiefs won, and they looked pretty good doing it. They definitely left some points on the table in that game, some missed opportunities, one to Kelsey, one to Watson, that could have added another 8 to 14 points. So at the end of the day, I think the Chiefs obviously they're heavily favored. But, in the playoffs, we haven't had a you never know moment, really. I didn't think the Commanders' upset of the Bucs was all that shocking or surprising. But I think there's going to be an upset today, and I don't think it's going to be in Kansas City. But I think the Chiefs are ready to go.
I think they're ready to go. I think they're ready to ball out. I'm ready for them to go. We need to bring back the old school touchdown song, right? We gonna beat the crap out of you. You.
We need ban that. They banned that, right?
Yeah. That song right there. You know what I mean? The dun dun dun. Hey, that brings back chills. Brings chills into the stadium. Chills. We need that back. So Clark Hunt, if you're watching, please bring that song back to the kingdom.
Yeah,
for me and most of the Chiefs fans. But other than that, man, we got a lined up show today. Let's talk about this offensive line. That's, everybody thought DJ Humphries will be starting there, but now they got the guy. They call him T-Rex, the little short arm.
T-Rex.
That's what they called him online, but he's still getting the job done. It doesn't matter how he goes out there to get the job done. You got Joe Tooney, Trey Smith, Jawan Taylor, Creed Humphrey, and I keep on forgetting his name.
Mike Caliendo.
Mike Caliendo. What you guys say about this Mango?
I mean, I was quite shocked myself because throughout the week we'd heard rumblings that they were probably leaning towards DJ Humphries. I personally would have gone with DJ Humphries purely because of the fact that I thought Mike Caliendo wasn't playing his great football and it was having an effect on the running game. But you got to trust the coaches at the end of the day. And Joe Tooney has shown that he can play left tackle quite well. So trust the coaches and let's go get this three-peat.
Yeah, I was surprised too. I mean, we heard that it was kind of Humphrey's lean, and maybe maybe he didn't, maybe he just didn't play well enough against Denver. He got beat up a few times by their pass rush, and I think Andy Reid's. Listen, we can go back in Chiefs history, and Elvis Gerbach over Rich Gannon. There's been a lot of things. Signing, Lynn Elliott and getting rid of Nick Lowry when he still had something left. I mean, they're all kind of things that happen through the process when you have an injury. And I think for the Chiefs, for Andy Reid, again, usually if you're an injured starter and you're healthy, you get your spot back. But I think Andy's looking at the cohesiveness of this football team that won 3 games in 11 days with these 5 guys out there. And I think, honestly, it was the right decision to make. I didn't know if Andy would do it, but Joe Thuney is, he's an all-pro. He's a Hall of Famer. There's no question he's getting in the Hall of Fame. He just takes one. This guy could play center if they absolutely had to. And, the fact that they put him on the outside and they trusted him and they've left him mostly in a solo position against some of the best pass rushers in the NFL, including against the Texans 3-4 weeks ago, where they didn't touch Mahomes, or at least they didn't have a recorded pressure. Mm-hmm. That says a lot for Andy Reid's trust in this line. And as far as Caliendo goes, I agree. I think he's definitely a much better pass blocker than he is a run blocker. And that's why I think the Chiefs are going to do I think they're going to run to the right a little bit more. And because I think Jawan Taylor is a better run blocker than he's a pass blocker. So I think you can kind of see the way the Chiefs are going to roll with this offensive line. And listen, this is the best the offense has looked over the last 3 games outside the Denver game. And that's why I think Andy Reid has said, you know what? It's not broken, and I'm not going to try to fix it. Let's roll.
And I look at it this way, man. You know what I mean? You got to have a tone setter out there. And Joe Tooney is that tone setter. Everybody say Trey Smith. Yeah, Trey Smith, he shows it on tape. But Joe Tooney shows it with the poking of the fingers. When he took out Myles Garrett, he took about it on the sideline. When I seen him take out all the best pass rushers that he went up against that week, he went through the gauntlet. TJ Watt, Myles Garrett, the 2 brothers on over there, Huntley and the other guy from the Texans. The guy went through a gauntlet and he showed that, hey, I still can get it done. No one is touching Patrick Mahomes. He didn't go out there and said like what's your guy from Cincinnati? What's his name? Brown. All right, when he got signed, hey, nobody's touching Patrick Mahomes. Nobody in the world is going to touch Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, that didn't work out too well.
Later, it didn't work out too well. But Joe Tooney and these guys, they go out here and they get it done. Right? They get it done. They're going to come out here and get it done. I'm looking for them getting done. I'm looking for, like I know we asked on Friday who was going to be the MVP. Like Dre said, he said he think it'll be Joe Tooney be MVP on Saturday today. So, like Nick said, it's 3 hours to 4 hours away, whatever time, how much time you doing your math by. But hey, I can't wait. I can't wait to get this done. These guys are going to play hard. I'm looking for this line to show or make a statement today.
Yeah,
make a statement today that hey, yes, we ain't the San Diego Chargers, Los Angeles Chargers.
Same thing.
Same thing. They did the same boat.
They'll be back in San Diego before you know it.
We're still gonna get it done. We're still gonna get it done. So I'm ready for it, man. But on the other hand, we going up against a defense, man. They got Stingley out there. What y'all looking for these wide receivers, Mango?
I mean, the fact we have Hollywood Brown, DeAndre Hopkins, and Xavier Worthy at our disposal is an advantage in itself, just name-wise. Hollywood's first game back was against the Texans, and I think we're going to see an expanded game plan that's probably directed around him because in training camp, a lot of it was around Hollywood Brown and Rashee Rice, and we've lost those guys for chunks of the season. So yeah, I think Hollywood's this might be his coming out game. But I wouldn't be surprised if D-Hop sneaks up and has like a sneaky big game. He wants this really bad, really bad. I just think Pat's going to be slinging it to everyone. I don't think it's going to be tunnel vision to one specific player. I think we've got so many threats out there. It's like they're just not going to be able to contain us, and that's ultimately is what's going to win us the game.
Right.
Go ahead, Nick. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, I think that the emergence of Hollywood Brown, and what's interesting about him is how well he's played since he got back. It's almost like, and for those of us that saw some of the the training camp and kind of seeing what he was doing out there, he was he and Rice were a huge part of this offense. They're probably 30% of the playbook would be my guess, or more. And now in that game against Houston, we saw all three of those guys lined up on the same side of the field. One going deep, one going under, one going a medium route. And if I'm a defense, and I'm not even talking about Travis Kelce or Noah Gray yet, or one of their three running backs out of the backfield catching passes, or Justin Watson or Juju Smith-Schuster. I mean, it's just, if you're playing underdog fantasy today, you got to kind of pick and choose which guys, are going to have, the better game and hit the numbers or the TD marks. And as Mango said, Patrick Mahomes is going to spread the ball out. But just the fact that all three of these guys are going to be on the same field at the same time in this offense, now that they've had some games to develop, some chemistry and work off each other. And I'm going to go with you, Mango. I think DeAndre Hopkins, and I think Hollywood Brown to a lot of degree as well. He's been waiting for this moment his whole career. He's never been in a Super Bowl. He thought he was in a Super Bowl team with the Texans when they came into Kansas City 4 years ago or 5 years ago. And up 24-0 and ended up getting smoked. And you could tell on Friday when he was talking to the press how much this means to him. He left a lot of money on the table for not playing in the final game, some potential opportunities to make upwards of $500,000. He didn't care. He just wants to win a Super Bowl, and he wants to help this team win a Super Bowl. And it's one thing to have a young guy who doesn't know any better, but when you got a veteran who really understands and fits into the culture of the winning mentality in Kansas City like him. I hope they keep him in Kansas City for another year or two. I think he can play more. I hope they keep Hollywood Brown. But I think you're going to see Hopkins today play at a level that we haven't seen probably in a couple of years. And I think he and Patrick are going to be on fire today.
Well, I look at it as this, man. Like I said on yesterday, I feel like it's going to be a Hollywood day. I got this feeling. It's going to be a Hollywood day. Hollywood coming out here swinging, letting everybody know that, hey, this is the guy that you got to worry about.
Yep.
Yep. You got Xavier Worthy. Now you got D-Hop. Now you got Hollywood. I think Hollywood going to play that Tyreek Hill role today. That's what they're looking for. Somebody to come across the field, gadget plays coming out the backfield, medium routes and stuff like that. And I feel like he can get that job done. I know. When he came back from when he played against the Texans last time, he had I think he had 2 catches for 30 yards, but he was just not filling himself in. But now the man had 21 days to rest.
Yep.
21 days to rest, and he's going to get out here and show the guys what he can do today. What's up, Freeway? Thank you for joining in, man. Yep. Thank you, everybody, for joining in.
You know what? I'm gonna make a prediction. I think we're talking about those guys, but we haven't really mentioned Xavier Worthy. I think the first play of the game is going to be today is going to be a go route for Worthy when the Chiefs are on offense, especially if they get the ball first. I think they're just going to say, okay, listen, I'll go up against this secondary. And I think they're going to design a play where Mahomes rolls out and throws back, and he's going to hit Worthy for a long pass. Just saying. Don't know why I feel that way.
Hey, you feel that way because that's what's going to happen. It's gonna be the 1, 5, and 8 getting busy, and 87 getting busy in the middle. Hey, it's no way to fear, man. No way to fear, Chiefs Kingdom, because Holly Brown is here. Hollywood Brown is here. He's gonna get the job done. I'm telling you guys, I got that feeling. I've been having it in my gut feeling all week. That it's gonna be a Hollywood day. And, even I placed my pick in on underdog fantasy for Hollywood. To have more yards.
Me too.
Not there to say. So I feel like that's really going to get done. You know what I mean? I feel like it's really going
to let me paint a beautiful picture for you. It's probably not going to happen, but just imagine if it did.
Nico.
Wait. Texans win the coin toss. They defer to the Chiefs. Nico takes it to the house to open the game.
That'd be sweet. That would be a reminder of what happened in the AFC wild card game with Alex Smith as a quarterback and former running back from Arkansas, whose name is escaping me. Now Davis with a 106-yard kickoff return. That would be a beautiful thing to see. And I dare say that Nico's a little faster.
I said, "What's up?" That's what he said.
Colossal Freeway. We appreciate you guys. Arrowhead News and Rumors Report. Thank you so much, Vinny. Come on, Vinny. When are you going to pony up, man, so we can promote your salsa? All right.
Yeah. He got me thrown off by the salsa. But yeah, man. I'm looking for that to happen too. I was just about to say that, Mango. I was just about to say, what if we all looking at it wrong, right? What if we is looking at it wrong? What if it's not Hollywood? What if it's not D-Hop or Xavier? Or it's number 81? They just got the hidden package. Eddie Reed got it all scattered up for him, and he just want to have a 150-yard day today.
That's right.
Anything's possible with Andy Reid.
Anything's possible.
Anything possible, Eddie Reed. But let's get right onto this defense, guys. You know what I mean? You got CJ Stroud, got them guys coming in here. And also you got Watson coming back. What you think about what you think about this lineup here when it's all said and done? They play today. Mango.
I mean, I can't even put into words how important it is that we've somehow managed to get Jalen Watson back for this playoff run. It's pretty insane. I mean, there was mumblings that it could happen, but he had 2 surgeries and the injury was pretty bad. So we were like, well, if it doesn't happen, no one's surprised. Mm-hmm. I think he could be a big MVP caliber on this defense today. Because the word is that he's going to start and he's not going to be on a snap count, which I find really interesting. I think having him out there, having Joshua Williams out there is massive because it allows Trent McDuffie back in the slot. And that's where Trent arguably plays his best football, I would say myself. That's massive. Obviously, the defense took a bit of a step back when Watson was injured against the 49ers. And they picked up a little bit towards the end of the season again, but I don't think we quite managed to replicate what we had going with Watson in the lineup. So I'm very intrigued to see how his reintegration looks with the team today. Mm-hmm. I mean, do you need to say much about Chris Jones? The guy is a game wrecker. I can't remember the fella's name, but it's been announced that the Texans guard, it might be Shaq Mason.
Yeah, he's back.
After a grade 2 strain, he's not going to be fully fit. And you've got Chris Jones running at you all day. I mean, it's not what you want. Chris Jones, Turk Wharton. I think this is a big game for Turk Wharton as well. He's had a quietly good season as well. I mean, the defense shows up when you need them to. I'm pretty excited to see if Jaden Hicks gets any significant play time because obviously you've got Justin Reed, you've got Brian Cook, and Jamari Connor is going to play as well. So I'm pretty interested to see where Jaden Hicks slots in that side of things. But
he's going to be the starter. Yeah. That's what he's going to be. I put a pick in for him late last night, that he will have the first interception of the game.
Hey, a repeat.
If that happens, it'll be panned out very well for me. But again, this defense, versus the Texans. That nobody's talking about them right about now, right? Everybody's talking about the Texas defense coming into this game. Nobody's saying, it's like they overlooking the Kansas City Chiefs. You got Chris Jones, and you got the guy that nobody actually talk about a lot. It's number 98, Wharton. You know what I mean? Him playing in the middle. Then you got George Kalafis. You got Charles Omenihu coming back. This linebacker core is Daly, Nick Bowden, Drew Tranquil and Chanel. Then you got on the back end Justin Reed and Cook and like you just mentioned, Hicks. Now you got Watson coming back to help not Sneed, but Duffy.
Duffy.
To help out McDuffie. So that frees up McDuffie to come in on blitz, right? He can come in on blitz. He can be spine. He can do all kind of stuff. Spags gonna have to do with him. So, hey, I'm looking forward for this game. I'm looking for this defense to have a good play in this. What you had to say about it, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, I think, obviously, if you listen to this show at all, the Four Guys in a Bar podcast presented by ChiefsBlitz.com, that we talked about Watson coming back for the postseason when everybody told us, nah, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We talked about this back in November, December. And the fact that he kind of took the bait a little bit with Chiefs fans and people saying he was out and, he would do his Watts Island thing and let people know. And I think what's great about this is this just proves to me how badly this guy wants to win, how badly he wants to be there for his team. And he put in the work. Listen, he fractured, I believe, his fibula and tibula. To be able to, deal with the pins, plates, and screws and get back out there and start running. He looked terrific in practice. He should start. I don't think they're going to put him on account. But, the fact that he's there just means that, hey, they don't have to rely on Nazeed Johnson. Chamari Connor can play his role, where he can kind of be that free floater guy in the defense. I think Hicks is going to get a lot of playing time because I think he has better speed than Justin Reed. And he even took the place of Cook in some of the defensive snaps over the last 3 to 4 games. So I think that's something to keep an eye on as well. And then you got the game wrecker and Chris Jones. He's healthy. He's had a lot of time off. I mean, his knee has been bothering him all year. He's been beat up. He's been triple teamed. And that means someone else is going to step up. And I think what's encouraging to me about this defense, I think you look at it and you say, well, look what they did against Pittsburgh without him. And that was impressive. Now, Russell Wilson is not a good quarterback, but he has similar traits to CJ Stroud in the way that he moves in the pocket, the way he surveys the field, size, arm strength, et cetera, et cetera. So I think this will be a good test. But if Chris Jones goes off today, then yeah, he's not going to have time to throw the football. And I can't wait. But this is the tone setter, guys. This is going to tell us early on how well the Chiefs are going to play today. If this defense plays lights out, it doesn't matter what the offense does or what the critics say about the offense or the Mahomes, the 4th best quarterback heading into the postseason, blah, 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 blah. The postseason, it is all about the defense. And that defense has to play well today.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And speaking of the defense, what do you think about what Spags had planned for CJ Stroud? Mango.
Well, you know what I'm going to say, don't you?
Go ahead, sir.
Do it.
Blitz until he shits. CJ Stroud doesn't like blitz pressure at all. I mean, everyone's done it to him this season because it's just so obvious what he struggles with. And he struggles every time. I don't even know if Spags bothers to try and hide it in the way they set it up because I still think he struggles to get the ball out even if we don't disguise the blitz. I mean, there's so many ways that Spags could approach this game plan because obviously he's not going to blitz the whole game. We know that. I think the thing with Spags is he's very clever at disguising his plays and confusing their offense. I'm intrigued to see if Trent McDuffie is the one following Nico Collins for the entirety of the game, or if they're going to rotate Watson, Williams, and McDuffie.
Last game they had Joshua Williams on.
Yeah.
I watched all 22 film. They had Joshua Williams on the whole, mainly the half, hold the game, So if they go that route, then I think Joshua Williams is capable of getting it done. And you put McDuffie in the slot, let McDuffie go back to play the slot role, and you put Watson on the outside, and there you go. Unless you said you're gonna blitz crap out of him. I don't care how many times you blitz him. Every time he snaps the ball, you blitz him. You put him on his backside because he struggles against the blitz.
Oh, sorry, go on.
I said he struggled against the blitz dramatically. And also the offensive line ain't good against the blitz either. So go what you about to say, Mango.
I wasn't overly impressed as everyone else was with their game against the Chargers. They only had 2 offensive touchdowns. Everything else was defensive from a Justin Herbert turnover. CJ Stroud is prone to the interception here and there, as we saw, courtesy of Jaden Hicks in Week 16.
And McDuffie as well.
And McDuffie, yeah. Will he get his first playoff interception? Who knows? Possible. Very possible. I'm just not that really impressed with them. And they've in the CJ Stroud era, I know we've got a very short sample of it, but he's not won a playoff game on the road, and Arrowhead is a very intimidating place to go and play.
Yep. Yeah, I think the thing for me is, I watched that, that game again the other night, and I think the one issue I had with Spags, especially in the first half, is he didn't blitz a lot, and when they did, they picked it up. So there were some obvious tells to them offensively, and this was without their starting guard in the game at that point. And I think their tackle was out for a little bit as well. And the backup guys came in and did, I think, a really terrific job. And it wasn't until the third quarter that you started to see, Spags kind of change some things up, as he always does at halftime. He always makes adjustments. For me, the question is, do you just, like you guys said, do you blitz now early in the game and come after him and see what he's got? Or do you kind of sit back and just kind of see where his confidence level is, seeing some of the things they run on offense? They don't have an overly complex offense. It's not something that he can't diagnose and figure out. And the question mark will be, if CJ Stroud becomes a runner, and he only did that once, I think, in the game against the Chiefs, and it was called back. He had like a 30-yard gain. It was called back for a holding penalty. So I think that's one thing that he's got to be concerned about now, because he showed that last weekend against the Chargers, who really put a lot of pressure in there, but he escaped it. And, whether Leo Chanel is going to be a spy or one of the corners is going to be a spy, remains to be seen. But I think that's the one thing that I would fear today, is that CJ Stroud uses his legs in situations where the Chiefs don't wrap him up in the backfield.
Yeah, but I don't fear anything, but I feel like the defense is going to get it done.
But trying to look at it logically, that's all,
But looking at it logically, looking at it that way, Nick. Let's look at it. What Andy Reid coming off a bye? Now he got somebody standing in the way that he played before in the Super Bowl when he was coaching the 49ers. What do you think Andy Reid game plan him against the Houston Texas defense, Nick?
Well, I think he's gonna take care. He's gonna run a lot of motion in this game. He's gonna do a lot of 3-4 wide receiver sets. He's gonna move Travis Kelce around. He's gonna move Worthy around, and he'll do a lot of underneath routes, just to negate the pass rush, because the pass rush is really good. Now, it wasn't great against Kansas City a few weeks ago, but it was really good in their last 2 games of the season for the Texans. And DeMarco Ryan, he's a terrific coach. He's actually one of my favorites. I think he's done a remarkable job of coming in after the Ken O'Brien and the guy after that, former Chiefs assistant coach, just coming in and just kind of reshaping everything. And for the Texans, we all thought, and I said this, that I thought the AFC title game would be back in the early, in the preseason, and I thought the Texans and the Chiefs would meet in the AFC title game, because I thought, based on the way they ended the season last year, the way they played with a rookie quarterback, they had one of the best off seasons of any team. They spent a lot of money. They made some great draft picks. A couple of them who are starting today, who are impactful guys. Ryan's is a terrific motivator, but for whatever reason, CJ Stroud just kind of struggled a lot, and the division was really bad. And I think if your division is bad, it makes it really hard for you to play your best. And you expect to win. You should win against lesser quality talent. And I think that affected Stroud. So today's his opportunity to show, hey, I can be one of the big boys. I can be in the conversation with Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson and Justin Herbert, who I've just already demoralized and kicked him out of the playoffs, and some of the other young quarterbacks. So for me, I'm a little concerned about him just having a WTF game and saying, I got this, I'm going to do it. And he makes a lot of plays. So the Chiefs can't give him any confidence. But for Andy Reid to he needs to attack this defense. He needs to get away from the pass rush. He needs to move the pocket. He needs to move Mahomes. I think they need to do more screen passes than they probably have done, this season in a single game. Unless their confidence level it doesn't matter. These tackles are going to do the job, and the pass rushers are not going to get to Mahomes. So I think Andy's had 3 weeks to think about this game. I think he probably dialed in and penciled in that probably the Texans were going to be the team. And listen, they'll be ready to go. The first 15 plays I think will be great to see. Hopefully it's a lot of success early on. The Chiefs can put up, 14 points to start the game, and they can just kind of, run their offense the way they need to. But he's going to have a different game plan than the one that he had on December 21st.
Mango. I mean, I think Nick summed it up pretty perfectly, to be fair. I mean, there's not much you can add. I actually did want to ask the pair of you a quick question. How are both of you feeling about Harrison Butker heading into this game?
I'm feeling confident. This is playoff Butker. Mm-hmm. This is championship Butker. If you wearing by 7 heaven, then I don't know what you're worried about. Butker is going to be the game killer that kicks the team out of playoffs. That's what he does. So I'm not worried about Harrison Butker. His couple missed kicks. When he's come off an injury, but I think he'll be ready to go. This is a veteran team.
Yeah.
So I feel like back to Andy Reid. This is a veteran team, a veteran coach. This is that Belichick and Tom Brady era. This is Bolton Celtics. This is Patriots, the Chicago Bulls. This is the Lakers, but this is the Kansas City Chiefs. This is a championship team. These are veterans. Everywhere you look, every spot you got a veteran at, right? You got Chris Jones, you got Travis Kelce, you got D-Hop at wide receiver is a veteran. You got these guys out here. These guys are gonna be ready to go. They've been through this before. This is not their first rodeo. Yep. So I think when it's all said and done, Andy Reid is going to have his guys ready to go. And then the rest of the AFC and the playoffs are going to say, why are the NFL keep giving the Chiefs easy things to do?
Yeah, I'm a little bit more concerned about Butker than most. I know that, Vito pointed this out that, special teams coach said he had the best practice this week. And Dave Tobe knows him better than anybody. And I think the issue with Butker has been to, where do you, get that plant foot ready to go in a certain position? He has a tendency to dip too low, to bend that knee on that plant foot. And sometimes that doesn't make the ball go where he wants it to go. I think he's, again, had 3 weeks to work on those things. They spent a lot of time with him. I want him to go out there and make a 50-yard kick, and I'm going to feel a lot better.
Yeah.
Just to get it in, whether it's the end of the first half or an end of a quarter or whatever it might be, just to kind of, I think for his own confidence, not that the kid has a lack of confidence. I mean, he's probably one of the strongest minded players that this organization has. And, he's going to go out there and do the job, but there's a little linger of doubt for me just because I need to see him be the postseason Butker again. And I haven't seen it down the stretch since his return.
You see, we talking about a 3-ring champion.
I know. I'm just saying. I would feel at ease going into the next game and the game after that if he.
We talking about a guy that kicked in cold weather that won the playoff game for the
I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about any of that. I'm just talking post-injury, nothing more, nothing less. Don't put words in my mouth. I'm simply saying meniscus surgery, the effect of what the right level is or the right trajectory for that plant leg so he feels comfortable. And I think that's all it is. I listen, I've had a meniscus tear. I know how it feels. I know how it works and how long it takes to heal. And I don't know the severity of his meniscus injury, how much they had to remove, but it does take a little bit of time for that leg to strengthen. The fact that he came back in 4 weeks is just, again, another testament to the coaching staff and the drive and the will of the player to get back out there for his teammates.
Yeah, but I hear what you're saying. But hey, let's get right into the question of the day. We go ahead and read it for us, Mango.
Who will score the Chiefs' first touchdown in the AFC Divisional round? A. Hollywood Brown, B, Travis Kelce, C, Kareem Hunt, or D, other?
A lot of people said Kareem Hunt so far, so mine would be Hollywood Brown. I feel like Hollywood Brown. Like I said before, I got this feeling, man. I have this feeling that it's gonna be a Tyreek Hill's day, and everybody gonna think they take their glasses off and say, "Is that a 5 or that's a 10?" We don't know, because that's what it's gonna look like today with Hollywood Brown. So my question of the day will be number 5, Hollywood Brown. That would be my answer to the question. I think he was scored. I think I was at 22%. I was one of those 22% that pushed Hollywood Brown. Well, what you about?
I'm going with the other. I'm going with DeAndre Hopkins. I think he's going to score the first touchdown today. Again, as I said earlier, I think this game means more to him, and the way that he is integrated his personality and his skill set into this offense, the way he's taken Xavier Worthy under his wing. As Hollywood Brown has done as well, to give full credit. Hollywood Brown did that from day one with not only, once he was drafted, but also, with Rashee Rice, and they have a brotherhood and they have an understanding. And I just think DeAndre gets it. I think he gets the opportunity. He really he thought he had it, in going to Tennessee, and he took the money. He could have come to Kansas City last year. He chose not to. But he's here now, and he's going to make the most of it. And I think he's playing for his legacy. I think he's playing for that ring with his teammates. And I think he's elevated. He wants a little bit more. So he'll be the first touchdown today for the Chiefs.
What about you, Mango?
Give me some RJP Ryan on a wheel route.
Ooh, I like that.
Ooh, I like that one too. That sounds like it could be the
Underdog fantasy. You can make that choice. So do it.
And let's talk about who's going to be out today. Nicole Hardman. Go ahead, Mango.
So yesterday, the Chiefs confirmed that McCall Hardman is out of the game today. McCall has been limited in the first 16 days of his 21-day practice window. Not looking good for him to get back this season, I would say, unfortunately.
Yeah, they got a few days, into early next week. They'd have to make a decision, and when they advance after beating the Texans today. He's not 100%. He probably won't be 100% for a few more weeks. I think the confidence level with Nico Remigio is high. I think they believe he can do all the things in the special teams that Hardman can do. But, Hardman does bring an extra little magic in the offense. But with Xavier Worthy kind of stepping up his game and kind of doing those same kind of routes, I think Andy Reid feels pretty comfortable. And credit to Xavier Worthy. He kind of hit a lull. He hit the rookie wall. He played in a lot of games this season. That he's just taking his game to the next level. So I think that's why they feel comfortable in the way that they've got the special teams set up right now. But Hardman, great warrior for the Chiefs. Who knows if he'll be back next year again. He's another receiver who's going to be a free agent. In fact, almost all of them are, with the exception of Rice and Worthy. And Nico, and that's it.
Sky Moore, baby. He's back.
Yeah, it'll be his last year, and who knows? You know what somebody told me? I don't know. Was it you that said it or someone else posted it? But, he thinks that Spags should convert him to cornerback. And I think that's a terrific idea.
I saw that. I did see that. Yeah.
I think that is a terrific idea. With his speed, I don't know if he can tackle or not, but I think with his speed and his court awareness, as I call it, because he's got good vision, and he knows the wide receiver position. I think that would be an interesting experiment.
I mean, yeah, well, unless he picked someone off and then dropped it because his hands are a bit questionable.
Well, it is what it is.
I'll say if he don't do it at wide receiver, put him at running back.
Maybe
put him at running back, see how it feels. But let's go into the updates of this game, Mango.
The Chiefs have activated safety Dion Bush, who had he picked off Lamar Jackson in the championship game last year.
Yep.
And linebacker Swayze Bozeman. I'm really excited about that because I thought they might have gone with Cole Christensen for the linebacker, but I'm pretty excited they've gone with Bozeman. He excites me.
He's got a lot of speed. He's a great special teams player as well, and I think that's why they brought him back. They lost their other linebacker. His name has escaped me to injury about 4 weeks ago. So
Jack Cochran.
Yeah, Cochran. So I love Dion Bush. Here's a guy who has kind of gone back and forth on the roster, since he left last year. And, here he is again, and he's got a chance to play. And he's a good veteran guy you want. I was so excited when they signed him a year ago. And I'm glad that he's back on the playoff roster because he brings another veteran, leader, a guy who's been there, done that, a guy with a ring. He made one of the biggest plays, in the game last year against the Ravens. And, those are the kind of guys you want.
With those elevations, would it be far-fetched to suggest that an inactive that we could see late today is Nazeeh Johnson?
I think it's quite possible. I think they really like Christian Roland-Wallace a lot. I think he's kind of better than Johnson, but I think if they need an extra roster spot, I could see them, making Nazeeh Johnson a healthy scratch. Because again, now Chamari Connor can kind of play the role that he played last year. He doesn't have to worry about, being in a position or being in a situation, where maybe he's just not as skilled as a cover guy, that he can kind of roam the area, especially, with tight ends coming out of the backfield and running backs coming out of the backfield. This takes some pressure off Leo Chanel as well, because he's kind of like a fourth linebacker, in my opinion, or at least that's how the Chiefs should play him. And then you got Hicks back there that you can throw into the mix as well. So,
young Hall of Famer, that's it.
Yeah, well, we'll see. And again, like, having Watson back, it just gives you a whole bunch of stuff. And if the Chiefs are confident that he's a full go with no restrictions, which I would find a little hard to believe that he could play that many snaps game one, but I think they might ease him a little bit, ease into him a little bit more. But I think Christian Roland-Wallace will get a lot of snaps today too. And I don't think that's a bad thing, because I think he did. He made some terrific plays down the stretch in covering guys in games that, we didn't think he had that skill.
Yeah. Well, that's all said. The guy's going to come back unactive, but I don't think Nazeeh Johnson will be inactive today. I think I think they'll leave him where he is. But
we'll
again,
in about 2 hours.
It is game day, guys. Is it Arrowhead? Let's go. I know a lot of people are happy. Some people was locked up to 10 o'clock last night outside the stadium.
You guys,
is there already. Some people watching us in their car right now. You know what I mean? So, hey, it's game day. It's a Texas day. Patrick Mahomes loves ketchup. So I feel like he's going to be roasting a Texas steak today with eating ketchup right on top of it. It's going to be a heck of a game. So let's get it right into our score predictions. Nick has them at 31-20. Dre, if you watched the last show, he switched his at the last minute, just like we switched Nick out for him at the last minute here. Also, you got me at 45-6. Yes, I think it's going to be a blowout. 2 field goals is all they will get today. And Lou has them at 27-16. And Mango, 24-23. You got to stick with the score, 34-23. Are you sticking with those scores today, Nick and Mango? Or y'all
I'm not changing. I like to see the points. I like the Chiefs to get over 30 points. That's why I posted the 31 mark, just for their mental, let people know that, hey, they're going to have to score at least 30 points to beat the Chiefs in the postseason. So that's kind of, I don't see that the Texans, without a ton of turnovers, can get 30 points on the Chiefs defense. I just don't see that happening. So I think the scores make sense. It gives you some variety. Dre thinks it's a 1 touchdown difference. I say it's a little bit more, and we'll see what happens.
I think it's a lot of touchdown differences. I think it's going to be a manslaughter. I think it's going to be a slaughter out there. I think the boogeyman is going to be loose in Arrowhead.
I think they're going to be fired up to go. I think they're going to be ready to put a whooping on too. But I tend to just kind of be cautious, enjoy the game. If we're all enjoying the game, it's a great sign.
Yeah.
So if Nick doesn't have any mad tweets going out about this or that, then we're in good shape.
Most likely about what Spags is doing in the first half.
Yeah.
I wanted to quickly circle back to something with Spags before we close out. I don't question him an awful lot, but I'd be pretty concerned if he continues to play Chamari Connor in the slot. Now we've got Jalen Watson back.
Right.
That would worry me because Chamari Connor cannot play in the slot. He gets beaten every time in coverage.
Yeah, he's an outside line. He's an extra linebacker, and that's how they have to use him. That's why he was successful last year. And I think you're going to see that. I don't think you're going to see him cover the slot very often. That's just my opinion.
Hopefully.
Yeah, like I said before, you put Watson on the outside, you don't move him, and you put you put Jalen, Joshua Williams on the other side, you put McDuffie back where he at in the slot, and you ball out.
Yep.
And you attack that way, and you rotate where it needs to be, where people get tired, you rotate them in and out. But again, it is game day, guys. I know you guys are ready, just like I am. Hey, I woke up at 6 this morning and said, "Is it football time already?"
It is football time.
I said, "Is it time to watch a Texas get his horns, a Texas Bull get his horns pulled?" That's what I'm saying. Is it time?
The Texans have just arrived at Arrowhead Stadium.
Nice.
They better be arriving and leaving
3 hours early. I love it. Good for them. Good for them. Again, let's just hope it's a good game for everybody involved. Chiefs fans, Arrowhead is rocking in the postseason. Patrick Mahomes is undefeated, as we said in the divisional round. With one more win, he'll tie Joe Montana, or one more touchdown, or one more win. For the most in the by a quarterback in the playoffs or the AFC divisional. I don't know what it is. Anyway, it's just another record that he can notch on the wall, but none of it matters. This is the only one that matters. Four Super Bowls. That's it. The rest is a bunch of BS.
I woke up at 6 o'clock to pee. But all right. But yeah, the rest of it is BS, right? You got now, we take care of business. You bring everybody back to Kansas City. Mm-hmm. Is it Baltimore or Buffalo Bill? Hey, what if the game go into triple overtime?
Right.
Because you can't live with a tie in the playoffs. I never heard that been done. So either way, I feel like when it's all said and done, it's going to be when the Chiefs take care of business today, it will be the Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills.
What's amazing about this 47 minutes? We barely spoke the name Travis Kelce.
Yeah, Travis Kelce.
That's how great this football team is.
So naturally, he's going to be the one that goes off today.
Naturally, we didn't talk about him much.
110 yards, 2 touchdowns,
3 touchdowns. All right. So you think? Also, I would like to throw out there as well. A lot of people forget, right? A lot of people forget Worthy not to do this. A lot of people forget Worthy not to throw the ball. So you probably get a passing touchdown for Worthy.
Wouldn't that be sweet? That would just rock your Arrowhead. Crazy.
On an end around. On the end around,
he throw it deep to Hollywood. That's what I'm saying. Hollywood is going to have a heck of a day today. Guys, get ready for it.
There'll be at least one trick play by Andy in this game. There's no question about it. He always does it in the divisional round, always.
Let's be honest, all the deep balls are going to Justin Watson.
Yeah, well, hey, as long as he catches it, I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care where the balls go. Score 7s instead of 3s, and don't give the Texans any hope in the fourth quarter. That's the game plan. Nothing more, nothing less.
Right. So let's go ahead and get into our sponsors before we close out.
All right. Let's first talk about my good friend, Mr. Eric Haynes, with the Eric Haynes Real Estate Group. If you're looking for someone who can help you buy or sell a house in the greater Kansas City area, there's nobody better than Eric. You can reach him at 816-729-3785. You can email him at esaleskc@gmail.com. Also, Resell Electronics. If you're looking for consumer electronics of any kind, doesn't matter what it is, cell phone, tablet, laptop, computer, they are your one-stop source. Got some old stuff lying around, they will definitely take that off your hands with cash. They got 2 locations on 1214 Nolan Road and also down on 40 Highway inside the flea market. Check out their website at resellwithacelectronics.com. And our newest sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. If you like playing games, whether it's the NFL or the NBA or college basketball, doesn't matter. They got a free pick today. Patrick Mahomes, 0.5 yards or higher, so that's an instant win. So if you want to play their game and play the champions level, then you can go out there and just pick a few other players and put a few bucks in. When you register, make sure you go in and you say underdogfantasy.com. You put in the code CHIEFS. They are eligible in 33 states. You can see there on the map. They've got a great app, and you can deposit up to you can get $1,000 in bonus cash with your deposit, which is pretty great. So basically, they give you some excess cash, and you can win up to 1,000 times your money. And you can be part of the millions who've won billions. It's available in Missouri, It's new. They're putting a lot of focal point in Missouri. That's why they decided to sponsor the Chiefs Blitz podcast, because of all of our views and all of our listeners in the greater Missouri area. So again, make sure when you log on to underdogfantasy.com, you put in the code Chiefs Blitz right there on the side. And we'll be doing a special prize for those that register and play their first game. We'll do a little raffle, and I'll give away some of my Chiefs memorabilia. How's that?
Such as assigned
your Lenny Dawson football. Where'd you get that from?
I wonder.
Hey, something special from the heart, man. You deserved it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, I'll give you this autographed Doug Flutie ball, where you want to call it. All the autographed Eric Berry and all those guys on there. So, hey, you can get this too.
I love that Nick Lowry signature. That's one of my favorite signatures of all time.
So you get that one as well too, guys. But again, man, I'm Hence Todd. That is Mango. There's Nick. Coach Dre is joining his son's birthday. Happy birthday, Zion. And enjoy. He's rooting for his Eagles today. He's 13 years old. Yeah, he turned 13 today.
Wow,
so.
big Eagles fan. I like it.
I remember I was 13. But again, guys, thank you guys for joining in. Go Chiefs. Let's get on the road to the 3-peat. All right, guys, we're out.
We'll be back after the show. We'll be back after the game. Do another post-game show. Peace out, everybody.